Welcome to Cruising with Jake. I'm Jake. That's Smoke. Let's go cruising. So guys, on today's episode, I'm going to introduce you to my co-star back here, Smoke. He's been in the family since new. I've built 99% of this truck in this garage that I'm standing in right now. I've got paperwork to show you. It's good, it's pretty cool. That stuff goes all the way back. We're actually coming up on our 22nd gotcha date for the truck. But I also want to take the time to thank you guys for watching my very first video and subscribing to the channel. I'm hoping to blow this thing up and bring some really cool, fun content, not only here in Oklahoma, but from going to different events. We'll be going to LS Fest down in Texas, going up to Hallett. I'm wearing the Hallett shirt right here, going up to Hallett this year with our Cruis'n Oklahoma crew. So let's get into it. First off, Smoke is a 2002, oh, there it is, Chevy Silverado 1500. This is the original window sticker for the truck. My mom bought this truck new, literally as it rolled off of the hauler. With less than 1 mile on the truck, they took it, put it in the shop. They changed out the center section, the center seat. You can see where it came with the up-level cloth trim and the 40-20-40 seating, but these trucks did not come with the fold-down center console center seat. I actually, pardon my dirty garage, but I still have the original center seat, and I turned it into my mechanic's stool whenever I did the full center console in the truck, which I'll show you here in a little bit. I took it and I welded on some casters on the bottom and braced it up, and that's my little roll-around mechanic's stool. But yeah, this truck MSRP brand new for $18,000, and I think it's pretty cool that I still have all of that information. She bought it from Hudeberg Chevrolet here in Oklahoma, or in Midwest City, when she still worked at Tinker. And this is the original deal paperwork on here, which, by the way, this is the VIN number of the truck that she traded in. And that truck we named Blue. 91, basically the same exact truck, but it had, where I saw the mileage on here, it's probably hard to see, but 253,602 miles on it when it was traded in on Smoke, and she got $1,500 for that truck. If anybody can find that truck, I would love to know if it's even still in America, or if it's even still out and around, or sitting in a junkyard somewhere. I'd be interested in trying to find the truck. And then we still have all the original deal paperwork. My mom ended up getting the truck for just under $15,000. Now he was just a base model work truck, a little bit of upgrades on it, kind of a mixture between the WT and the LS. So when my mom got the truck, like I said, they immediately rolled less than a mile on the truck. They immediately rolled it into the shop. They changed out the center seat, put that fold-down center console in. Actually had a CD player, AC, and then she had cruise control added onto the truck. So the truck's been modified since day one. And then my mom drove it, had it since January 10th. Let's get back over here. I'll show you. 2002. So we're coming up on his gotcha date here. So that's pretty cool. We love this truck. He is family. He's never going anywhere. It would take a lot of money to be able to pry this truck out of my hands. But she drove it until January 8th, I believe, is when I got the truck from her. she went and bought herself a new Ford at the time, and I got smoke from her, and I immediately started. He was just a truck that she drove from Piedmont, Oklahoma to Midwest City when she worked at Tinker, and I don't think she washed the truck for 6 years that she owned the truck. I know I pulled the seats out of it and pulled at least a half-inch of hay out from underneath the seats. It's pulled horse trailers, it's pulled cars, it's done a lot of stuff in its original V6 5-speed form. So as soon as I got him, we put a different grill on the truck, a little Denali style grill. I tinted the windows. This is the original window tint on the truck from 2008 whenever I got him. And then I put the Ram Air style cowl hood on. That's a faux Ram Air on the front, but it does vent in the back. And then I drove him for forever. I actually went and had a full Kicker stereo system put in the truck. It's got Kicker KS 6.5s in both doors, Kicker KS 4x6s in the back B pillars. It's got a Solo Barrack L510 running with a 400.1 KS Kicker amp, and then I have a 350.4 Kicker KS amp running my mids and highs. And it's also got a Kenwood head unit in it. We'll open him up. I don't know if you'll be able to see. Pretty dark in here. Big Kicker head unit. And I'll lean the seat forward. We got like I said, the Kicker L5 Solo Barrack 10 custom built box, goes from cab corner to cab corner. This truck rock sounds great. My door speakers are getting a little old. Looking to upgrade those here pretty soon, but with time, it's always a work in progress. So after that, I got smoke from my mom with 95,000 miles on him. Started doing a little bit of modification to him. I drove him all the way to almost 300,000. He had 74,000 miles, I believe, on him. And I taught my daughter how to drive this manual with the truck. I offered him to her for her first vehicle. She didn't want him. I say that. She wanted him, but she didn't want to drive him into the high school parking lot and risk something happening. That, and she didn't want to drive standard every day, which I loved it. I really would like to put a 6-speed back in the truck. Right now he's got a turbo 400. We'll get into that in a minute. But so after she didn't want it, I got her something else to drive. And then I started building the engine, and I'll put in some pictures of that. I found a Gen 4 5.3 junk block, junk short block. I mean, the cylinders had rust pits in them. I tore that thing down, took the block down to Buddy Rice, local machine shop. Been in the world since the 70s. Actually, I think further back than that. Anyways, I just had it honed, cleaned up. We line bored it, put new cam bearings in it. I ordered and got new rings, new rod and main bearings, and I cleaned the pistons up. Oh, I also had the crank polished to make sure it was clean. It was good to go. But I cleaned the pistons up. I gapped the rings. It's got true flat tops, not even valve relief pistons in there. So I knew it was going to help boost that compression up. Then I ended up finding a set of LS1 243 cathedral style port heads. I went through those, cleaned them up, put in some good valves, 660 springs. We did hardened push rods, all that fun jazz. It's got a cam motion, rabid, what they call the rabid junkyard dog cam. I'll put the cam specs in there too. It's like 621 lift. That's what gives this truck that nasty chop. Then we ended up doing a sheet metal intake on it. It's got Deechworks 65.5 pound fuel injectors, flex fuel capable. And I put a Holley terminator on it. And man, if you're going to do an LS swap, Holley terminator all day. Don't mess with the HP. Don't mess with the stock computer stuff. That Holley's been amazing. We ended up putting that motor, and it's got Speed Engineering long tube headers on it. We ended up putting that motor in front of the original NV 3500 5-speed. Needless to say, that didn't work out too good. It held up for almost a year, but I ended up blowing up the synchros in it. I went through a couple rear ends in the truck, and so after blowing up the original rear end, putting in a G80, putting in another G80, all that stuff, ended up doing a quick performance 9-inch. So I don't do that no more. After finding out how much it was going to cost to rebuild a stock rear end to make it handle, I mean, I'm guessing that the engine's right around 500, about 480 to 500 crank horse. That's a total guess. I have no idea how much power this truck makes. Hopefully we can do something in the future and get this thing on a dyno and actually find out. And then I had a good friend, so I ordered the quick performance 9-inch from Andrade's Performance. John Andrade Jr., I consider him a friend of mine, wearing his Cuddy hat here. He actually helped me finish wiring up the Holley Terminator on the truck. I'm very mechanical. I'm not a wiring guy. So luckily, those guys, and I'll shout them out. If you are in the Oklahoma City metro area, really, it doesn't matter. If you're willing to haul your vehicle to them and you have a modified vehicle, a classic car, anything like that, those are the go-to guys. John is one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. But they can take care of all that stuff for you. But he helped me get the Holley finish wired up. We ordered the quick performance 9-inch through him. For the money, after what it was going to cost to rebuild the factory rear end, another $700-800, and I got a 9-inch. That's never going to go out, and it's quick and easy to change out the center section if you want to put in different gearing. Then I got with another friend of mine, Jeff Couch, and he had Jeff's Custom Garage. Unfortunately, he's retired now. We got Andrade's Performance. There's their phone number if you want to get a hold of them to get any work done. Then I had Jeff's Custom Garage. He built my Turbo 400. We'll get into the LS guys and Turner's Garage also. Those are the guys that helped me out. Really went above and beyond to help me get Smoke to where he is now, and hopefully we can get him further in the future. But Jeff's Custom Garage, he built my Turbo 400. It's got the red race clutches in there. It's got reverse manual valve body. We put a TCI trans brake on it. And that thing's been solid. So that's really the powertrain in Smoke right now. So that's it. Gen 4 5.3 LS power plant. Turbo 400 quick performance 9-inch. I do have a full Deechworks fuel system on there. I already mentioned the 65.5 pound flex fuel capable injectors on there, but in the back I do have a 20-gallon fuel cell running out to their 10 micron inline fuel filter, then to their 650 liter per hour inline brushless pump. That thing is dead quiet. I'll never run out of fuel. Then I have another 100 micron inline fuel filter from Deechworks. Then I have their flex fuel mount, a flex fuel sensor mount. We're working on getting that flex fuel sensor hooked up. It'll be going into Andrade's Performance here pretty soon to get that taken care of. Again, huge shout out to them. All the way up to the Deechworks fuel pressure regulator, all their lines, all their AN fittings. They were awesome to work with, or to get parts from, I should say. So next thing I want to talk about is, I mentioned Turner's Garage earlier. And if we look at this is the original paint, except for the hood and the tailgate. The tailgate's been replaced. Turner's Garage, Paige Turner's a really good friend of mine. Those are the original mirrors. Those are the original headlights. It's the original tail lights. Let me get back here again. So we got Turner's Garage here. And there's their phone. There's his phone number. If he does paint correction and protective coatings. He took this 22-year-old truck with over 300 or right about 300,000 miles on the body and made this paint look brand new again. So if you have a hot rod that you want to make it look better and nicer, clean that paint up, give him a call. Tell him Andrade's that I sent you. They'll make sure you get taken care of. I also want to talk about the LS guys. The LS guys are out of Midwest City. You can find them on Facebook. They get LS parts by the bajillions. If you're looking for any kind of LS from a 4.8 to a 6.2, and even some of the newer LT stuff, find them on Facebook. Again, let them know I sent you. They'll hook you up and get you taken care of. I want to go over the wheel and tire package on this truck, and also show you it's got a 5-lug conversion on this. So the wheels are a Riddler wheel. Again, thanks to Turner's Garage. He helped me find these wheels and pick them out. I'm not 100% for sure what the offset is on those. Because again, Paige knew more about it than I do. And so he helped me find those wheels, and man, they fit the truck really well. So the 5-lug conversion, I did Detroit Speed 5-lug hub conversion. You will have to run their rotors, and then a 2017, I believe, and up Cadillac Escalade front brake caliper. But all that stuff bolted right on, works great. It's got disc brakes in the rear and all that fun jazz too. So I want to talk about some of the groups that I'm a part of. We got Cruis'n, Oklahoma. By the way, Smoke is a certified Chevy truck legend. So Cruis'n, Oklahoma is the main group that I'm a part of. We do some really cool stuff. I think we've got 6 planned events coming up this next year. I'll talk about those a little bit more. But one of our main ones is King of the Open Road. It's a 3-day drag and drive event. This year we're going to be up at Tulsa Motor Speedway, up in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and we're going to be going by, or some of the checkpoints is going to be Hallett Speedway. All those drag and drive cars are going to have to make a parade lap around the track. So that's going to be really cool and really fun to see. But another thing that I want to get into, and we'll talk about more in the future, is that in late spring, Jared Holt, the one that puts on the Cruis'n Oklahoma events and the King of the Open Road drag race, drag and drive event, they're going to be doing King of the Off-Road. I'm hoping to get with Jared, and we'll do a video on that and kind of give out some more information on that. In April, we'll be going to the truck gathering. That's a big show that they do up in Guthrie, Oklahoma. It is the biggest truck show, at least that I know of, in the state. It's a really cool event, and we'll be going there and covering that content. I've got a lot of cool content that I have planned that we'll do in the near future and in the long term also. So, but back to Smoke. My final goal for Smoke is I would like to do an LSA style type blower on the truck. It's been really cool. Somebody dropped that they've got a conversion to put a Hellcat blower on these LSs. That would be pretty sweet. Eventually, I would like to get a T56 Magnum 6-speed put back in the truck. I really miss that third pedal. I don't really have to do anything to the rear end. The truck is still sitting on its stock suspension, stock ball joints, stock steering rack, everything that came on this truck from new. So stock rear leaf springs, all that stuff. I did a flip kit in the rear when I put in the Quick Performance 9-inch, and then I did a 2-inch drop spindle up front. But eventually I'd like to do a full suspension under this truck, make him handle the way he looks. We're going for a pro touring style build, so I can be able to do the drag and drive events, plus go and play on the road course up at Hallett whenever that time comes. LS Fest, go do some of the autocross. I just want to have fun with the truck. He is my daily driver though, so I do have to be careful. I do drive this truck every day, no matter the weather. Usually, I mean, it's kind of crazy that I'm out here driving my baby around in inclement weather. But man, guys, I think that's going to wrap it up for today. I want to thank everybody for watching the first video. Last time I checked, within 24 hours, we're over 200 views, which is amazing. So thank you guys. Don't forget to share my channel, like, tag, subscribe, comment, all the things, all the YouTubers. I'm just getting started in this. I'm not going to consider myself a YouTuber yet, but maybe one of these days, we'll see what happens. With your guys' support, growing the channel, getting me more subscribers, let's make that happen. So again, thank you guys. And don't forget, don't worry about it and keep on cruising.